My dream is to have these resources available to any clinician for whom prescribing medications is part of what they do. So if we want to get these innovations and technology to the bedside tomorrow, philanthropic support is critical today. The decision support tools we developed are mathematically based, and they're designed to help identify the right dose of medicine for the child at the point of care. One of the things that we don't often realize is that the same dose of medicine given to two similar children who otherwise look exactly the same can lead to very different concentrations in the body.
Being able to personalize the dose helps us to avoid toxicities, and with that it also helps us to make sure we're giving them enough so that it works. So it helps us keep that fine balance of drug in their blood system to make sure everything is safe, they're getting the treatment they need, hopefully reduce the risk of toxicity. It's really made everything so much better for our kids.
The first decision support tool we built was for our oncologists, and it was for a drug that prepares a child for bone marrow transplant. And if the concentrations are too low, the bone marrow transplant may not take in that child, so they may fail to engraft. If the concentrations are too high, you could seriously damage the liver and risk the life of that child. So we take as much patient information as is available and use that to drive the mathematical algorithms that refine the dose so we could get the exact right concentration in the body.
Previously, in my career spanning over 17, 18 years, we would draw these levels and we would be sending them to Seattle. And then there will be a time delay, and the communication was always indirect. So when I came to Mercy, I was delighted that the institution has capabilities that are in-house and the expertise which is world-class. And when I learned that Dr. Rahman had in fact gone one step beyond and that is developed a software tool, I was delighted. The use of this decision-making tool for this extremely important medication is crucial to our success for transplantation.
At the time the clinician needs to make a decision about how to modify the dose or start a dose, they can literally pull this tool up and use it to identify the right dose for that child. That really for us is the key. They don't have to step away from the bedside and access another solution. They've got a solution that pulls all their patient information and helps them make the best decision possible with that. The mental health tool that we're building now is really meant to deal with those medications that are a challenge to manage and dose correctly. The excitement that I have is that it's made for clinicians anywhere. So what we're really trying to do there is put these tools in the hands of a primary care provider who may not have access to a developmental or behavioral specialist to send their patient to. And the goal is really to improve access to any child who needs this specialized kind of care. Most of us that do research are used to the traditional funding mechanism. So if I put a grant in today, it's a minimum 9 to 12 months before I know whether it'll get funded. And if we want to be agile and develop technology quickly for our patients and get it to the bedside, we need a better, more efficient way of doing it. So philanthropic resources allow us to accelerate the pace at which we can develop these tools, these solutions for providers and the children that they care for. Our first tool took almost 4 years to build. The next one took 6 months, but it was still too long of a build. And what we need to do is have the capability to rapidly develop these tools so we can accelerate the pace at which they make it to the bedside. So we just don't have the manpower and the resources to build them as fast as our providers want them. Philanthropic funding for that is just critical. My passion for this is making sure the most underserved child has access to the best care possible.